How's it going?
Good.
Good. By way of order and business for tonight, so Matthew's not going to be here tonight. He's on the beach with friends. He may be able to jump in later, but quite possibly not. He has said that he feels comfortable with either Eren or Loic taking control of him when needs be. He trusts you guys to know his character enough to behave accordingly.
Okay.
But his exact words were, if they do end up doing anything crazy stupid, I will accept it as canon.
Do you want me to do it, Casey? Because I know you get quite a lot on your plate with spells and stuff.
Only because I'm a spellcaster, yeah. Because it tends to take me the entire round to figure out what to do and to adjust.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
If you're comfortable with it.
Yeah, it's cool.
So, welcome everyone to another session of Gratuitous Roleplay. Previously, you made it to the city of Bryn Shander. Your reason for venturing out in this area was that you had received instruction from the Oracle of the Allfather to hunt down certain relics from Uthgardt barbarial mounds. During that little quest, Gideon found out that certain prisoners that he has been looking for were housed and holding up inside Bryn Shander. So you were headed that way, so you decided to stop into the town to see what's going on. And what you found when you saw the town was just devastation everywhere. Buildings had been torn down and destroyed, and people's lives were just completely uprooted. After investigating a little bit, you found that a day after the city was destroyed by a giant attack, 5 yellow-skinned individuals walked into town offering aid. Immediately thereafter, people started going missing. It started becoming quite a bit of a problem, so much so that it slowed down the production and the repair of the city of Bryn Shander. After spending some time talking to the locals, you found out that the Sheriff Duvessa has been trying to keep the crimes out of the public view. So she has been investigating whilst spending a lot of her time to clean up all of the bloody scenes in each of the houses that have recently been ransacked. She has narrowed down the list of suspected locations of where these yellow-skinned creatures have been hiding out to a certain cave just north of the city, Bryn Shander. Whereupon you guys started to talk about what to do about these creatures. What are they and why are they here? When Gideon shared his history and his experience of how he inadvertently released these criminals from some form of interplanar prison. Now these prisoners, hell-bent on just destruction and chaos, have found themselves in the material plane, in the Forgotten Realms, and Gideon finds himself very responsible for it. We left last week. You had found out a bunch of information about what's going on. You had also been helping feed the people and help build up their morale. And Gamel and Eren were headed back. They had just reached back at the airship, whilst Owen and Randall were in the local tavern, just having some discussions about the situation by themselves. Let's pick up with Owen and Randall.
I sat down with a mug of ale at an empty table, and Owen asks, right, so what do you know of the situation?
Well, giants attacked this place, and now we're here. I don't get to talk about very much.
Apparently there's something much worse than giant stuff in the city. Apparently it's something to do with Gideon. He says he unleashed them or something. Some, I don't know, gift something. Gift donkeys or something, I don't know. You ever heard anything like that?
I've never heard of gift donkeys.
Apparently it's supposed to be super dangerous. I don't know. Apparently they're in a cave north of the city.
And what, they're responsible for destroying the city?
I don't know. I mean, obviously the giants wrecked all the buildings and stuff, but apparently a load of people have been getting killed. A lot of murders.
And what are we doing about it?
Hang if I know. I mean, I tried going off to at least see what I can find out about them, but I know Gideon went berserk. Well, maybe not berserk, but he's certainly trying to stop me.
Stop you doing what?
Oh, I mean, he says they're dangerous, but so are wolves. They can still be hunted.
So we're not going after them?
I don't know what the plan is, but they just want to talk about it. Again, talk. That's all they want to do. Meanwhile, more people are getting murdered. More good folk are disappearing. It just feels wrong.
You don't suppose that the talking that they're doing is perhaps planning?
No, but how much planning do you need?
Well, I'm no expert, but if the people are disappearing, and the weird one that doesn't sleep or eat got angry about it.
I'm not angry, but insistent.
Insistent on what?
We don't go. Can't go anywhere near it. I don't know.
What did the mistress say? She wouldn't stand for that.
Well, she didn't say nothing, did she? Because she didn't care too much. Alright, I know you say your mistress, Lael, I know you say she's a good person and all that, but she certainly didn't seem to fuss too much. I don't know. Look, let's just, the more time we waste, every second we waste, that could be another good person dead. I don't know. It just frustrates me, that's all.
So what do you want to do about it?
What can I do? I just wanted to, I don't know, go to that, maybe not go to the cave, but take a look, see what I can find out. I don't like getting in a situation without getting eyes on it. Like back at that crazy maze place. Once I heard them tell of giants and orcs, I just had to take a look. I'm alright, I can stay hidden if I want to. I'm used to stalking animals. It makes these any more dangerous than anything else out there.
Randall takes a sip from his tankard. He thinks for himself for a while and slams it down. Well, that's settled then. Let's go check it out.
What? Really?
Well, that's what you want to do, and if they're in a cave, then they're going to leave eyes on the place, so why don't we go be the eyes?
No. I'll have to move quietly. You think you can manage it?
Probably not, but I can hang back.
I've got something. I'm sure I can show you a few tricks to stay a bit quieter. It might help for a time, but alright, look. If we go, not a word about this time. We go, we take a quick look. That's all. Don't get too close, no risks. As far back as we can, see who comes and leaves. For an hour or two, that's all.
Sounds reasonable.
And if not, then I've got a couple of tricks to at least make us move a bit quicker if we do get rumbled.
Sounds good. But first, let me get the loose salt. And then he tails down the wench to see if they have any salt to sell.
Okay, so the bar wench looks at you quizzically, doesn't really know where you want to buy salt from a tavern, so she just grabs a little ramekin, pours some salt into it. Here you go.
Don't you have a sack or something?
You want to actually buy the stores, buy the materials from the tavern? We don't sell ingredients here. We sell food. I can give you a really nice salted pork.
No, just some salt. How much do you want for the ramekin of salt?
Can't you just scrape the salt off?
Have the ramekin. Just have a little bit of salt.
Do you have a little bit more salt?
Give me 1 second. She goes out to the back, comes back with a big, hefty bag. Just plops it on the table. How much salt do you want?
He looks. He didn't ask. A fistful? A fist? No, drop his fist. Enough for a stew. A big stew.
I've tasted that stew. It's already got enough salt in it.
They said it needed more stew. More salt. More salt.
She
more stew.
siphons off a bunch of salt out of the bag, puts it in a small little pouch, gives it to you, and just holds her hand out expectantly. No telling of any price, just, here you go.
And he gives her 5 silvers.
Okay, fine. Good night. Okay. So now, with your salt in hand, Owen and Randall, where are you going?
And exit the tavern and start to make our way back to deliver the salts. How much were the drinks? I forgot.
Don't worry about it. Shouldn't we go check out the place first before we deliver the salt? Because if I go back, they won't let me go again. And they won't let you go again either.
Alright, fine. Alright, we're going to do this, but look, just whatever you do, play it safe, alright? No risks.
Alright.
Just... alright, I'll tell you what to do on the way, okay?
Alright.
But just absolutely no noise. No noise whatsoever.
Alright. And then he steps on a twig.
The two of you make your way out of the city towards the location where you believe the Gith are hiding out. And it's not difficult to find the cave entrance that was mentioned of.
Meanwhile, Owen's using primeval senses, just as a matter of course, as part of his act.
Mm-hmm. So, your primeval awareness is setting off all kinds of signals of humanoids in the area, because you're in a human city. Now, you step out of the city and you find the cave that you're looking for, and sure enough, you sense 5 humanoid figures close to that area. You move a little bit closer towards it, and you can get just to a point where you can see that these 5 yellow-skinned humanoids are moving away from the cave. They're headed towards the city. So, you find yourself on one side of a rock. You can see just past the rock is the entrance to the cave. Those 5 yellow-skinned individuals that all look very tall. None of them are wearing tops. Every bit of muscle seems to be perfectly toned, and their trousers are of a strange, shiny material. They are heading south towards the city, away from the cave.
How dangerous do they look? What kind of weapons do they have?
None of them are carrying any weapons.
Okay. He's just quickly as he just ducks down a second and sprinkles a bit of dust over both he and Randall. And he'll be casting using his 2 level 1 spell slots to cast Long Strider on both of them.
Okay.
I don't know, what do you think? He's saying it quietly, and he's whispering as quietly as he possibly can, obviously. They ain't got any weapons. Why? How can they be so dangerous if they're not even armed?
Randall, also whispering, says, "Look at them. They've got muscles that I didn't even know existed."
I think Gideon may have had a point, you know. These don't look like anything I've ever seen before.
Let's get out of here. I don't like it.
Yeah, I think you're right. With that, we're going to beat a Hasty. Well, as I say, Hasty within reason, they sort of edge carefully away. We should be able to move stealthily at full speed, I believe, thanks to Owen's ranger powers.
Owen, roll me a stealth check.
Question, can I use my inspiration?
This is fun.
I just realised I wanted to activate Pass Without Trace, by the way.
Okay.
He would have done that just as a... If I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
But he would have done that as a matter of course.
Go ahead and roll a stealth check.
Alright, let's do this.
Can I also have Randall do the same? If Randall is able to.
Yeah, you're with me. You better not crit fail.
Okay. You manage to stealthily get past the group, making your way closer and closer to the city, just about trying to head past them. You notice that they're heading in through one particular entrance to the eastern side of the city, whereas you guys had come out of a northern entrance. So they cut around the city, while you just come straight in.
Okay, they're going to head straight back to the airship. Well, straight back to Alust and Kellen, I think.
Okay, cool. Now, in the meantime, the rest of you are up on the airship, and you have been discussing the threat of these Gith.
Gideon's going to be at prayer before any discussion happens anyway. He's specifically going to be asking Dolara just to provide assistance for him, if possible.
You feel supported. However that feels for you, maybe it's a warmth in your chest or just a calm feeling set across your mind, you feel yourself being supported by some otherworldly being.
Yeah. He's going to stay in that position for a while till he's disturbed.
Aaron will come on board and try and find Lara Containment and Liao and basically advise them about a certain house in the area that is known to be a site that we could probably track back from, but obviously he wants to know if they found out anything.
Taman will share that Riker flew around the city. Says the owl thought that the locations marked on the mayor's or the sheriff's map were awfully clean, or at least that's how I perceived it through the owl's eyes. Except for one. One house actually reeked of death. I wonder if these are the same houses.
So Aaron, not knowing that the mayor is caved, is obviously inquiring about that. What other information did she tell you guys?
Just that they've been trying to keep it under wraps. They don't want to freak out the populace, but with what's happened, deaths have been very violent. And she says they're hanging out somewhere to the north in a cave.
Okay, so are we all caught up on intel gathered separately?
I believe so. You all talk amongst yourselves. The various information that you've managed to gather is that these 5 yellow-skinned individuals that you know to be Githyanki are a different kind of Githyanki than the average, that are residents of this particular world. You also know that they have been attacking homes and not leaving any evidence of their attacks to lead it to them other than just huge, horrifying scenes, which the mayor has been cleaning up, which thereby removes even more evidence. So, you all gather back together, and Owen and Randall, you meet up with Alust. It's now getting very late in the night, so she suggests, and Kellen does as well, that everyone kind of gathers up and heads back to the ship to rest for the night before going out in the morning. Is there anything else you guys would like to do before you sleep?
I did want to tell everybody about the whole psionics business, about how I know this one Githyanki that I know is psionic. It's highly likely these other guys are, or at least have some knowledge of it, in which normal magical defenses are useless.
Yeah, Owen, so he gets back up onto the upper deck, who's the first person you'll see?
Because you guys went out and about, you come back quite late.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else has gone back to their rooms now in the lower deck. You see the crew members. They're still working, taking shifts, but you don't see any of the party on the upper deck.
Okay. Well, Owen's going to go and look for Gideon.
You'll find him in his room. Or in a room.
Yeah, I imagine he'll be pacing about a little bit. I think he's going to have difficulty falling asleep tonight.
Yeah, he doesn't sleep, or he doesn't realise he didn't realise he needs to sleep. I suspect that he's probably still getting used to it or whatever. So yeah, he'll immediately go to Gideon's room. He just sort of opens the door, bursts in, he just goes like, "I saw him."
Who, child?
The GIF whatevers. The people you're after, I saw them.
He turns and just stops mid-stride. The halberd's back in handy almost immediately. Nearby?
No, it was outside the city. Look, I know how they get in and out.
I don't understand. How... Did they see you?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I guess that if they did, they probably would have chased after me, right?
Owen, what were you doing there?
Look, never mind that. I just had a quick look at the cave, I saw it, and 5 of those things came out. They took a route east. They're going through in and out of... It looks like they're going out in and out of the east entrance, possibly.
Did you follow them into the city?
No, I was... Me and... Well, I didn't... You're right, okay? I've got a really bad feeling about all of them. There's so many things that I don't understand about them. I mean, they were half naked. They didn't even have weapons. How can they just butcher so many people when they ain't even got so much as a knife on them?
Would Gideon be able to do a history roll to know anything on that accord, or...?
Yep, go ahead and make a history check. With advantage. Yeah, you had already done one previously. And at that point, if you remember, you had recalled that these individuals, their fighting styles specialized in no weapons and anti-spellcasting. So you found from your history of battles with them, and particularly when you were chasing down those of these Gith that were on your plane of existence, on Eberron, you found that they had a tendency to get up close in battle very quickly, and their attacks were just very quick, very agile, and if they managed to get close enough to a spellcaster, they could pretty much nullify everything about that spellcaster.
Gideon's going to sort of sink onto a barrel and massage his brow for a second. Owen, what you did, whatever it was, I'm grateful for it, but that was incredibly dangerous, child.
It was, but so's just about everything else we're doing right now.
Perhaps. These creatures do not fight as you would think they might. They do not fight at range, and they do not fight with weapons. But they are, and believe me, extremely efficient.
Look, I played it safe, okay? I came here pretty much as soon as I saw them.
You have my thanks, but please, don't go alone next time. I could not bear to have another mortal's blood shed because of me, and not one such as yourself.
What are you going to do about them?
Exactly what I told the sheriff. I am going to eliminate them all.
How are you going to do that? What is your plan? Do you even have a plan?
We need to work out where they are first. If you know the location of this cave, perhaps the others may know more.
Look, we know how they get to and from that cave. They won't be expecting us to catch them on the way.
You wish to ambush them?
It's better than trying to take them in their own home, right?
Oh, and what if they've entered the city to murder more? I could not sit by in ambush whilst more innocents die, waiting for them to return.
Owen just sort of shuffles his bow and gives him a determined look and says, "Then what are we waiting for?"
Indeed. And he takes up his halberd and sort of starts to head out the door past Owen. He's going to attempt to rouse the others.
Owen follows him.
Loic is roused.
With them gathered, he's going to just make a quick motion. Owen has seen the Githyanki re-enter the city, and I fear there are innocent lives at risk. If you have any way of locating them, perhaps with your familiar, Sister Taman, now might be the time to search.
DM, if I recall back to the map, would I be able to ascertain any sort of pattern in the residents that were being attacked?
Make an investigation check. just to see if you can now piece it all together.
Can I, look over his shoulder and help him or something?
Yeah, you can help him. So do it again with advantage.
No, you see, this goes here, Taman. No, wait, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. You had it right the first time.
Together, you look at the layout of which houses were attacked on which day, and unfortunately, there doesn't really seem to be much pattern to it. You don't know much about the families that were in these homes, but one thing you can say for certain is that the vast majority of the homes that were attacked were not destroyed during the attack on the city a couple weeks ago. So these would have been whole homes that don't get touched, or haven't been touched at all. But other than that, there's not really any organization to which house is attacked in which order.
Well, I don't know that I can send Riker out to find these guys with any intelligent destination. I can certainly send him out to fly above the city and come back and tell us what he sees.
It's usually standard operating procedure when you're running an investigation to check out the last point of an event happening. So maybe you went and checked out the last crime scene that we know they're not haunting. Maybe we'll find some clues.
That will not save the lives of those that are in danger now.
It might help us to figure out what they're looking for, though. And if so, then we can potentially save those folks.
Randall speaks up and goes, "They were heading to the east of the city." Like from the back somewhere.
It seemed pretty obvious they were going to enter in and exit through the east gate. Look, they're in the city now. I think we can safely say that.
Could you send your owl to this gate?
I can, but we can only chat within 100 feet. So he'll have to return to me.
Then should we not make our own way there?
Is everyone equipped to do battle if battle ensues?
Yes, but I will tell you all ahead of time that I am these particular enemies I am not ever going to be equipped to actually do combat with. So I'm going to be staying pretty far away, especially if we find them. I'll keep an eye on y'all, but
to be fair, I think we should put this into ranks. If these guys are so dangerous up front, then we should let them charge us. Let the guys with the bows and the guns range attack, and me, Liao, and Taman Gideon will form a wall to protect all of you. Let them come to us if they are not affected at range.
You need to be mindful that they may, if we find them taking prisoners or slaughtering innocents, they are unscrupulous. They will not hesitate to hide behind them.
Then we close. If we can force a charge on them, we force the charge. If we need eyes in the sky, then it makes sense to have as many as we can. So I'll go up with Taman's out. And if I see anything, I'll come back down.
Are there any crime scenes in the east of the city that we can check out?
The most recent one, the one that Gamel and Erin know of, the one that Riker had mentioned, is on the eastern side of the city.
Look, I don't know. I know you don't want to hear this, Gideon, and it's not something I really want to think about myself. But we could be searching the city all night. We might never find them, and if we don't, then they might just escape again back to the cave. We know which route they take. We can lay an ambush. That way, we're sure to get the drop on them. We know where they're going to be, and I'm willing to bet if they made their way out at sunset or near enough, they'll be going back at sunrise.
That is a long time for them to cause irreparable harm.
It is, but they could end up just causing it anyway. They escape, and then where does that get us?
If they are in the cave at that point, then at least we have tried.
Running through the city, all of us running through the city, trying to find these guys doesn't make any sense. What if we do, as Owen says, form a trap, but then me and Taman's Owl can scour the city from the air and see if we can find anything?
I'm just going
if I see any sign of them, I can come and gather you, and we can then take them in the city.
I'm just kind of steps up and looks Gideon in the eye with a lot of sorrow in his gaze and just says, Gideon, I lost everything that was special to me. It wasn't that long ago. Look, if I knew for certain that we could stop that happening to someone else, then I'd do it. But we can't be certain. Right now, all we can do is just go with what we can be sure of.
Gideon just turns and places his hands on the handrail of the ship and just looks out over the city, and he's very tense in his posture, but he doesn't say anything. He doesn't protest, but it's very clear he doesn't like this.
I agree with Gideon. We need to prevent these yellow-skinned demons from killing any more innocent folks. I agree with Owen that setting up an ambush in the cave would probably be our greatest tactic, the greatest strategy with the greatest chance of success. But it would come at the sacrifice, potentially, of the folks in the city. I think we need to move to the city swiftly and try to prevent another massacre.
I agree with that, but Gideon, can we beat these guys in a close fight? Answer me that honestly. Can we beat them without every advantage at our disposal?
I cannot say for certain, child. All things are possible under the lady's gaze, but it is not going to be easy. I lost a great many friends, brothers fighting them, and all were capable, extremely capable.
I wonder if tinfoil hats would work.
I have an idea. Lel speaks up. You've seen them, haven't you?
Yeah.
I may have a spell in my possession that allows me to locate an object, but it will only work if I know what that object is. I don't know if this will work. Loic, are you able to do your mind meld thing?
I have been unable to mind meld since I have met Gonador.
Okay, that's what I dig on.
How wide is your range anyways on that spell you're talking about? Because I have something similar, but it would be useless because it narrows it down to 3 miles, which wouldn't be very helpful. We've already had that.
Are you talking about the locate object spell?
I'm talking about... Oh.
I'm talking about locate object, which is 1,000 feet.
Yeah. 1,000 feet isn't that far.
That's more
It'll be-
than mine.
Yeah, but we can pinpoint it. Say I was mounted going down streets in the eastern sector.
Skipping off rooftops, parkouring, lizard.
Okay. Now, you just need to describe an object that is familiar to you.
Okay.
If you got an accurate enough description, depending on Owen's and Randall's memories, you might be able to...
Oh, what about Dawnbringer? She can read minds.
She can.
So if I get Owen or Randall to hold her, and then I hold her...
You don't know Randall was there.
Oh yeah, I don't know
Randall
Randall's...
was
Yeah, okay. Or I get Owen to hold... Well, he spoke up and was like, oh, they were... So, yeah.
Did he? Oh,
Yeah.
right, sorry. Yeah, never mind.
Busted.
That's possible. Yep.
Okay. I'm going to speak to Owen first. So I share my idea about locate object, and then being a parkour lizard on the rooftops in the eastern side, and getting the description of Dawnbringer who can read minds. What do you think, guys?
How do we find you?
I can give you this, and then she loosens the last rune on her sword. Through this, we can communicate.
Can you give it to Owen?
Yeah, sure.
Owen sort of takes it a little bit hesitantly and just kind of looks at her questioning. How do I use this?
You just speak into it, and then I can hear you through my sword.
Hello?
And she like holds up her sword to his ear so he can hear himself.
No, you don't sense feedback when you do that.
So, for me to know what they look like and their apparel, I need you to hold this sword. But be warned, once you hold her, she will know everything you know. You can ask her nicely not to share everything with me, apart from the apparel.
Is she holding out the hilt or the blade?
She's holding up the hilt.
Okay. Owen just very slowly, very carefully clutches it.
As soon as you grab hold of the hilt, you immediately feel this rush of energy go through your body. You feel another presence inside your mind. This is the first time you've ever encountered such a situation, and it's quite a rush in all reality. And then this very soft voice just speaks to you, saying, "Thank you, Owen. Thank you for the information."
Who's that?
My name is Dawnbringer.
Sword?
Yes, Owen. I am a sword.
I just didn't reckon a sword would sound so pretty.
Everyone hits on Dawnbringer.
You see it. You should see our astral projection form.
What?
Loic makes the okay, nice gesture.
I was much prettier when I was elven.
He just sort of masters himself and just... Right. You want to know about these things I saw, yeah?
I already know what you saw.
Really? That was
Yes.
quick.
Okay, that's enough, you two.
Didn't even
Klaus separates them.
just take the sword back.
You've
I'm now
passed the
going-
sword back. Okay. She relays information about what he saw. Exactly what he saw. And you can see it as if you were the one stood there behind the rock and you view these individuals. What is it you're going to try and locate?
They're super weird, shiny pants.
Okay.
But I'm not going to do it now. Want to get Angaste summoned, which is going to take 10 minutes, and then
Okay.
I want to head east into the city.
Alright. So you guys have parked your airship just outside the western gate of the city. Who's getting off the ship? Is it just Lael or is everyone doing so?
Well, we'll all go, but first Aaron wants to know who will address everybody, or Gideon, in fact, probably, because didn't you say that you'd opened up a portal and these Githyan kid come through? Is this portal still open?
Good question. I would have assumed it would have shut, but I'll defer to the DM on that one.
So as far as you're aware, the portal shut. In fact, the prison in which they were encased was an interesting interdimensional plane, which was a one-way access only. Anyone and everyone could shift into that plane, but no one could shift out of it. And that was the way that it was kept as a prison. However, when you opened it up, you gave those that were inside one chance to shift out of the plane. And everyone did. Everyone just booked it out of the plane to wherever they could.
Alright, Gideon will relay that information across then.
So this is a prison plane. My question is, if we kill them, where are they going to go? Where are their spirits going to go? Back to the astral plane?
That I cannot answer, child.
Does it need to be Razor that does the killing? Is probably what I'm coming to here.
They were still in their mortal forms when they entered Eberron, and I will believe it was the same here. Spirits and bodies are two different entities entirely, and I do not think they would cause as much harm as a spirit.
Okay.
So long as they're not here, right?
So long
I
as they're
say
not
this is
here.
a great time for Aaron to exercise his new blade and its abilities and get them gone for good, in essence.
If that's the case, then everyone needs to restrain them so I can do the finishing blows.
Oh, I don't know about that, but we can knock them out and let you have the killing blow, potentially.
Either or, as long as they're not dead before I get to them.
I don't know, looking at them, I don't think they look that easy to knock out.
No, they won't be.
Well, that's what my question is. Is it worth just disposing of these, or is it worth waiting for me to do the finishing blow? I don't want to risk any of our lives.
No, I'm just talking about once we have him down on the ground bleeding, in addition to that, stab him with Black Razor.
Yeah, okay.
Well, if it bleeds, we can kill it.
Okay. So What are you guys doing? I've got Erin planning to go out into the city, flying above it to recon. Is Riker also doing the same?
Yep. And I'm all for us marching directly through the center of the city, rather than going around to the gate.
Okay. While you guys are marching through the center of the city, from the western side through towards the eastern side, Lael will be casting Locate Object. Okay. This is a large city. As in, it'll take you more than 10 minutes to walk from one side to the other. So, 1,000 feet. Okay. The whole city is 2,500 feet wide.
Okay, so if we go to the centre and then head east, I can check from the centre to the east in one check.
You should be able to.
Alright, but I can cast it twice more, so that's not a problem.
Okay, cool. So with that as your plan, you all dismount from the airship and start heading into the city with your various methods. As you make it to the centre of the city and everyone is scouting around, I need Erin and Riker to make perception checks. Okay. Erin, you notice one particular... So you fly past the house that you had heard of, and you witness the scene that was there, the scene that Riker had described before. You're flying around that area, and you see another building not far from it that now also has a similar scene through the window.
Okay. Have I got eyes on the others yet?
They're in the center of the city moving forward at this point. Lael, you cast Locate Object at this point, trying to locate the shiny trousers of the Gith.
Yeah, mounted.
You push out your focus, you try to sense it. It takes a moment, and then you sense it just at the edge. A ping. Then another one. Then another one. You sense 5 of these objects, all in close proximity, all headed east, at the very edge of your sense.
I am going to talk to my sword and say, Echo 5, this is Echo 7. Owen, do you read me?
Owen,
I don't
hear this message in your mind. You don't hear it verbally.
I found them. They're right on the outskirts of my senses, to the east. By the wall, I imagine. But yeah,
Yep.
so I kind of give them. I said I'm gonna head a little bit closer, see if they move. Try and get everyone to meet me there.
Owen just looks to the others, wide-eyed, and he said, "They're to the east." So near the gate, yeah?
Near the wall.
Near the eastern wall. Come on.
Erin's going to fly down to Liao, as she's probably ahead of them. He's going to sort of hover next to her. I think we're too late. I've seen another house that looks like... I think that they've already been gone.
With my locate object, does it feel like they're leaving the city?
They're heading east away from you, which you know there's an eastern gate to the city.
Okay.
They might have left the trousers behind.
Maybe. Okay, well, we didn't stop it this time, but it's in. Then perhaps they're heading home. They're
You
still.
sense them?
Where's that?
I can. They're heading east.
I'm still running. Owen's
Okay.
got the room. He's running and he's just saying, he's just like talking, while he's running, he's shouting, "How far away are we now?"
Well, I can't sense you. I can only sense them.
Good point.
I'm sorry. Who all are we moving to the eastern gate?
So,
Now?
from what I
we're doing?
see, most of you are walking through the city, moving through the city, and you're about central point when Lael senses them at the eastern edge. Erin has just come back with the message that another house has already been hit.
But
And
we
you
didn't hear
guys
that because
know.
Leo's not with us.
Right.
Or is she?
No.
No,
Okay.
I've relayed it to Liao because Liao's ahead, and I'm trying to keep pace with her. She's obviously got the scent, and he's following.
And Owen just like took off.
But I didn't
No,
say come on. Yeah, he did sort of look behind him and sort of,
Take
they're
off.
ready to come on, let's go.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna look to Taman and I'm gonna ask him if he thinks that we're heading into battle.
I think so.
All right.
As he starts
Well-
picking up the pace.
While we're going there, I'm gonna go ahead and spend 10 minutes to cast Conjure Lesser Elementals,
Okay.
and I'm going to summon 4 ice methods.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks.
So Owen is going to speak into his little talking rune and say like, have you seen him? Can you see him now?
How fast? So I'm imagine I'm doing a dash on my mount. How fast are they travelling? Can I sense? Are they taking a
So,
jaunt? Like
how fast can you move every 6 seconds on your mount, dashing?
60 foot.
Okay. They're moving faster than you and getting away.
Ooh. Okay, that's interesting.
It's not long before they go out of your range, or, well, the spell ends, and you can't quite sense them anymore. After 10 minutes of searching, they're no longer in your field of vision.
Am I near the wall?
After 10 minutes of going from the center out, no, you're nowhere near the wall.
Yeah,
What are you guys doing?
I'll tell them that I've listened.
It's obvious that they've gone to the cave, so we'll wait at the gate for the others to catch up, and we'll move together. It makes more sense.
I agree.
Is Lyle going to answer? Oh, no, she should just leave it.
No, she's just going to wait for you to catch up.
Okay. And so I'm going to get a little panicked, so in the meantime, just say, like, she's not answering.
Okay. So you're all running towards the gate. Are you ignoring the house at all, or just going straight for the gate?
I would very much like to look at the house, but I'm not gonna stop unless, I mean, it looks like everyone around me looks like they're in a panic.
Well, plus we don't know about the house.
No, you don't.
I'm going to wait at the gate, and then we'll have a decision when we get to the gate. I'll let everybody catch up. That's mine.
So moving from one side to the city, you all manage to reach the city after a good 30, 45 minutes of moving through. You're not going at such a pace that you're tired out, but that is quite a run to get there that quickly. You meet up, and Aaron shares the message with everyone that he located another house not far from the last one that has also just recently been hit.
They've gone back to the cave. We haven't had a look at any of the crime scenes. Maybe we can gauge something from them before we go back to the cave. It doesn't look like we're going to save anybody. Well, it doesn't look like they're going to kill anybody else, or everybody else is a threat tonight.
You mean we have failed?
They're quick. Yes. Even when mounted, they were faster than anything I'd ever encountered.
That's either flying or teleportation.
Let's be grateful they were quick. Whoever died tonight has died quickly, and they could have lasted all night.
As you specifically talk about dying, you'll see some of the light go out of Gideon's eyes and just sort of slumps a little bit. Doesn't say anything, but you can tell it weighs heavy on him.
Well, look, we know where they come from now. We can hit them all unexpected, right?
Agreed. We should not let them rest. We should pursue them into their hole.
Maybe we should let them rest.
We
They seem to be acting nocturnally. Maybe they'll be sleeping during the day. Maybe we go in there and we rip their fucking hearts out of their chest while they're sleeping.
Language.
I'm cool with that. Wait till they're asleep? Yeah.
If they even sleep.
That's a good point.
If they don't sleep, they don't sleep, but they're apparently awake now. So
old hunter's trick. You don't follow a bear into its cave.
Unless you've got a bigger bear.
And you've got a big bear.
Well, we should give chase. I don't want to be at the crime scene when the authorities come by, because we're strangers too, and we could easily be mistaken for the wrong type of stranger. So let's continue with our pursuit.
That's a good point.
Whatever we decide, we've got to do it together.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Wow.
So, determined, you all make your way towards, following the tracks of these Gith, you make your way towards the cave entrance that you know of. You reach there, and it is clear that their tracks had just recently gone in through the entranceway. At the mouth of this large open cave, you can see a polar bear's carcass just splayed out in front of it, giving the whole area just a smell of blood. The iron in the air is palpable.
Alright. Aaron's going to draw Black Razor and trying to sense if he can sense them within 60 feet. If he can't, he's going to turn to Aaron and say, can you sense them inside?
You can't sense anyone within 60 feet of you.
Okay.
Owen is going to... Yeah, he's going to cast Pass Without Trace again, and he's going to draw his bow, and he's going to move. Is this a ridge up here overlooking the cave entrance?
No, that's a ridge that goes above the cave entrance.
Yeah, so it overlooks. It overlooks the area, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
You just sort of he nudges Aaron, just nods towards the ridge, and just says, "Like, I can get a good sight line up there."
I think we can get them out of the cave.
So I don't think we want to go into the cave, hunter's tricks and all, if their preferred method of combat is close quarters. What if we could set off a large explosion inside of it?
Hey Gideon, do they know you? Do they actually know you?
No, Charles. The ones I encountered may have been from the same plane, but we eliminated those on Eberron. These here are entirely different.
So if you shout, so they're not any more inclined to just go after you.
I would doubt it.
Look, if we can draw them out of the cave, I reckon I'll be safer than most up there. And get a few clear shots.
We can send Angaste in.
So you want to send your mount in and just to come back out and have them give chase?
Possibly, or we can get some idea of what's inside, because me and her can communicate up to a mile. And if there's any traps, she will trigger them, but it's not like she will be lost forever.
Sounds like about the best time we've got.
So we don't want to set off a large explosion inside the cave, is that right?
Have we got anything to set a large explosion with?
We've got
Yes,
Loic.
Or we have Loic. I wouldn't put me in the forefront, though. In fact, no. I'm going to say we can't put me in the forefront.
I wasn't saying
impossible.
put you in the forefront. I was just saying set off an explosion inside the cave.
Well, how would you use me to do this without putting me in harm's way?
I presume you have range on some of your spells that would allow you to drop a spell inside the cave from far away.
Yeah, but I still got to see where I'm aiming.
Well,
Ish.
you could be behind us while you do that.
Oh, okay, so it wouldn't just be me in there.
No.
Okay.
And there would be no one in there. We're not going into the cave unless
There might-
we're sending Angaste in. I'm just
There might
saying.
Alright.
There might be something useful in the cave. We might even have prisoners.
Nothing more useful than a dead Githyanki.
I don't seem to be in mind for keeping people prisoner, but there have been disappearances.
Owen, are you using primeval awareness?
Well, yeah, I guess, yeah, it would be doing.
My brow eye see something.
Owen, you sense 7 humanoids inside the cave.
So his eyes widen and he just sort of, his head just snaps towards the entrance. There's more of them.
What do you mean there's more of them?
There were 5 and now there's 7.
Well, 7.
I don't, people of some sort. Look, I can't explain it. It's just a hunch I've got. I'm never wrong about these things.
Can I do a perception check into what I see?
Yeah. At the very edge of your sight, Lael, you can see the carcass of some human victim splayed out along the floor.
There's a dead body near the entrance.
Human?
Looks like it.
It must have brought people back.
Then those extra people could be the people that were taken from the house.
And let's go. Come on, we've got to do this. I'm going up to the bridge. He's just going to cycle, stealthily make his way up to here.
Aaron's going to change.
Are you happy with me sending Angaste in? Or don't we want to risk the possible survivors?
Well, we gotta lure them out somehow.
Send in the lizard.
Lizard, I guess, is a fine idea.
Owen just sort of casts a urgent glance at them all and just goes,
Shh. That was us. And I'm sending Angaste in.
Okay.
they're going to take positions.
So, let's bring in the giant lizard, Angaste. So she goes in.
I'm going to have her climbing on the walls and ceiling. Not on the floor.
As she crosses the ceiling of the first chamber within the cave, she telepathically passes to you the image of a lot of victims, all splayed out, almost as a deterrent, as it were. But then she continues past them. And when she reaches this point, she needs to roll a wisdom save.
Excellent.
Rolled a 15 for the giant lizard. Right. Just going to check the wording on the Find Steed spell. Okay. Because I don't see it say otherwise. As she crests around the corner, Lael, you feel another presence pushing into her mind, and then you lose all connection with her.
If I lose connection with her, she should go back to her home plane.
And she does.
Okay. Okay. You see her like flinch and she gasps.
What did you see?
A lot of bodies at first, but the second thing was strange. It wasn't like she died. It was like someone broke our bonds. And she's not here.
Didn't someone say something? That was Gideon, right? Saying something about how they have anti-magic.
He didn't say that they had anti-magic, just that they were specialized in fighting spellcasters. It wasn't a case of spells just didn't work around them. That's...
What I'm getting at is that it seems like the spell got dispelled.
No, it wasn't like she'd been dispelled, because that's happened before and it didn't feel like that. It felt like someone tried to take over her mind and push me out. But the way our bond works, if our bond is broken, say I die or I fall unconscious, she returns to her home plane, and that's what it felt like. It felt like she was forced back to her home plane.
And it sounds like they were trying to... You said that they were messing with her head?
Yes, there was someone else in there.
You know, the art of mind magic dabbles muchly in the control of such.
Well, that happened about 60 foot in.
Alright.
Okay, new plan. How about a loud roar at the cave entrance?
Let's call him out.
Right now?
Well, is Aaron already a bear?
He's in hybrid form now.
Which is
Can-
large, right?
Yeah.
Big Aaron.
So Aaron's just ripped out of his form into this hybrid bear, a half-elf, pointy ears, ready to go.
We don't necessarily want to make you the target, Aaron. So, Loic, can you make a loud roar?
Yes.
Okay.
I do not think that they will fall for such a simple trick, but by all means,
Make it
try.
sound like Aaron, though. So, an Aaron-like roar.
What is it?
Spot on.
It's
Spot on.
completely uncanny. For some reason, your voice suddenly just came from Loic and just immersed right into the tunnel. So the echo passes through the tunnel and you can hear it disappear and reverberate a bunch, almost like multiple bears just screaming at each other. Moments pass. Doesn't seem like anyone's coming to the entrance, at least.
Yeah, no, they're on to us.
It will be such an honorable fight.
Oi! Come out here and fight us, you puke skin tossers!
Intimidation.
Go ahead and roll an intimidation check, Owen.
Inspiration.
You using up your inspiration for that?
Yeah, why not? I'm sure I'll have it again soon.
Okay, go ahead.
Confidence.
That's it.
Inspiration just means you get to give yourself advantage,
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought I-
which
Never mind.
you had advantage and you rolled an 8. You all hear coming out of the cave in response, almost similar to the roar that had gone in, but you hear a laugh just pierce the air.
Aaron's going to get fucking pissed off. This ain't working. He's going to move up to the front, pick up the polar bear by the neck, throw it
Easy now, Ty.
further into the cave.
Okay.
Wait, Ty's going to turn into a werebear soon.
As the polar bear gets launched through the air and collides with the cave entrance on the other side, you hear a scream of a little child, and you see someone just at the edge of your vision moving forward. It's a very small little girl, dressed in her nightgown, blonde hair in pigtails, just walking amidst all of the corpses that are around her.
Oh man, can I see that?
Can I switch round in front of Aaron? I'm all in my armor and I hold my arms out to her.
No.
No?
No. Can I see that?
Right, hey,
I can't tell what you can see.
Is it is it where the body is? Where are we looking?
It's about here.
It's there.
About
Yeah.
here.
Oh,
Right.
sorry.
Okay, I don't
Sorry.
see it.
Is
Don't
Aaron
see that.
is Aaron aware, like with Black Razor in hand, if that is actually a little girl or not?
Investigate it!
I got that!
He wants to
investigation!
investigate it, but because I can sense tiny or small creatures or whatever, it's a tiny creature. Does that feel like an actual medium creature? Is that there? Is it?
You sense a small humanoid right
Stop
there
now.
in the opening.
Okay.
You also sense a couple more humanoids approaching close behind. You actually sense 2 more within 60 feet of you.
How close are they to the little girl?
15 foot.
Don't go in the cave.
Alright, I'm going to continue doing what I was doing. I'm going to sweep round Aaron, because I imagine he looks quite terrifying.
hmm
And I'm going to hold out my arms to her. Shield and arm. And I'm going to just, I'm going to, come quickly.
At that moment, a taller individual a bit bigger than those that Owen had seen before, steps into the opening in front of her, puts his arm over her shoulder, and you can get a good glimpse of this guy. He's a very tall-looking Gith compared to the others. He's covered in tattoos, which depict various different scenes of combat. So you see images of him fighting animals, one of him fighting a dragon, and a number of him fighting various different humanoids. He steps in front of the child, turns around to give her a hug, as it were, and you can just see fear in her eyes. And on his back looks to be the image of broken wings, tattooed and painted into his back. And then he stands up, puts his arms wide. Welcome, everyone. You've come at just the right time. We've been having so much fun in this town. Won't you join us? And at the exact same moment, everyone except Gideon hears an alternate voice in their mind speaking to them, saying, I have no quarrel with you. Leave now, and we shall have peace. But give me the angel.
Sorry, how tall is the ridge, by the way?
The ridge, where you're at?
Yeah.
It's 15 foot.
So it's
Yeah.
it's jumpable then.
Easily.
Okay. I was going to come down. He's heard the screams. And that's just sort of, well, he's sort of lost it, to be honest. He's coming down, he's got his bow drawn. Let me take it. Let me take the shot.
I would like to use the command spell grovel. Well, the spell command, and the word is grovel at him.
Okay.
So he needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
While you're casting that, Gideon's just got fire in his eyes seeing him and this innocent child, and he's just going to be storming straight towards him.
He's got a 21.
Yeah,
So
he does that.
He saves. He gives you a wink, though. Gideon, you're walking in and you see this enormous smile just go across his face. Thought you'd come to join us at some point. Have you enjoyed what I've left behind for you?
His jaw sets as Gideon gets about halfway. You just see he doesn't even break stride, but the wings just burst out, his eyes light up, and he just keeps going for him with his halberd held ready.
Owen's going to take that as a sign. He's going to loose a shot straight at the game.
Alright. Go ahead and fire the shot.
Okay, favoured enemy, yeah?
Yep. Unfortunately, your shot flies way off target and misses completely.
1 and a 2, are you kidding me? We're back to that again.
He watches the arrow as it flies past him, and then turns back towards Gideon. You can see he's starting to tense his muscles, and he's getting
There will be a bit of magic flowing from Gideon's hands that just coats the weapon. I'm going to cast Branding Smite, I think it is. Yeah.
Okay.
And if I'm allowed to, while closing distance, I'm going to swing for the guy as soon as I'm in range.
Okay. As you step forward, he grabs the little girl and throws her at you.
Alright, I'll drop Ortus and catch her.
Okay. I'd like everyone to roll initiative.
Oh.
Get it on.
Can Aaron lead with the sword? I need haste now.
And
Roll,
haste is immediately upon you. The child gets flung into the air. Gideon drops everything. Owen, you get the opportunity. What are you going to do?
Owen's going to use a bonus action to cast his mark, and he's just going to go and fire off a big, just clear his head of that last miss, and fire a big shot. And still with advantage, I assume, so he hasn't acted yet.
Yep.
Oh my freaking word.
Unfortunately, you miss.
Okay, and his extra attack.
The arrow soars through the air, reaching its target, and you see the arrow as it flies through the air going right towards the enemy. He grabs hold of the arrow mid-flight and then reels back and throws it at you. That's a 23 to hit you, Owen.
Oh, crap. Oh, yeah.
You take 14 points of piercing and 1 point of fire damage.
Does he have resistance to piercing damage?
I think he did, yeah, and,
I believe the resistance was slashing.
let's have a look.
I forget which one it was.
Yeah, you have the armor of resistance to slashing, so you actually have vulnerability to piercing. So you actually take 28 points of magical piercing damage. So, anything else for your turn, Owen?
I think I've done enough.
Okay. Well, the enemy creature moves in towards Gideon and begins to attack. He throws one jab with a 24 to hit.
He will have disadvantage on the attack with the Cloak of Displacement.
Okay, that's an 18 to hit.
Yeah, I have 18, so yeah, hits.
Okay, hits. You take 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yep.
As one hit comes in. Comes in for a second jab, same spot. This time misses, unfortunately.
That won't have disadvantage, just in case you've thrown that in.
Yeah, he still misses.
Okay.
However, you notice him focus a little bit, and then he comes in with another attack. This time, it's a 26 to hit.
Yeah.
I need you to make a dex save. Okay. This attack comes in and jabs you right at the knee. Knocks you down on the ground. You are now prone as you take another 5 points of bludgeoning damage. And he unleashes 2 more attacks in you as you're in the ground, with a 26 to hit and then an 18 to hit.
Yep.
Okay, in total you take another 16 points of bludgeoning damage.
Right.
And that is his turn done. But you're now prone. The little girl is sprawled on top of you. Aaron.
Aaron's enraged. He's going to roar and hear the echo go down. While he's doing that, he's going to hunt him up. This crappy little dude in front of me. He don't look like much. He's going to charge forward there. Trying to squeeze inside there.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna make some attacks.
Okay. So 21 will hit.
Has he taken any damage yet? No. No. So, on that
So
one.
he takes 14 points and then another 4. Okay.
Second attack.
That'll also hit.
Right, there's a balance mark. Okay. Third attack. With haste. Getting in the
The
groove.
third attack, this one swings a nice heavy slash right at him.
Aaron's getting in the groove now. I will put a superiority dice on this one as well. I will burn my action surge.
Okay.
Put him in a body bag!
Go for the leg!
Another attack. You manage to land it. Nice and easy.
15. More. I'll do another superiority dice on this one.
Okay.
And
After all of those attacks, he's looking extremely weak, just carving through his flesh. One more. Go ahead. That'll hit.
Mess with my friends, god damn it. Ah, screw it. Last superiority dice. No, one more superiority dice. Do it.
Yeah. Okay. As that last strike comes down, his body falls to the ground. Dead.
Yes! I will roar enraged at the other fool. Like, come at me.
At this point, you now see another 5.
Number 5.
And you gain 100 temporary hit points. As the soul of this creature feeds your energy and your power.
Okay, I'm going to finish my movement and just step over Gideon and the girl to protect them. Come at me.
Okay. Well, as you say, come at me, one of them does. He runs right in to there and starts unloading a series of attacks on you. First attack is a crit with a 28 to hit you.
Okay.
So, managing to hit right on the spot for 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, is this magical
This
damage?
is magical damage.
Yeah.
Comes in for another jab. That's a 14 to hit, so he misses that second one, but then he comes in for another quick jab with a 26 to hit.
That hits. Aaron's going to cast shield.
Does the 26 to hit, does it still hit you?
No,
What's your AC now because of the shield?
30.
30. Okay.
Because I've got multi-attack defense and shield running.
So he will make another 2 attacks, attempting to hit you, unfortunately unable to get those hits in. That's all he can do. Gideon.
Gideon's going to pick himself up and turn to the child, looking a bit battered after that ordeal. Run, child! Outside! And he sort of gives her a little nudge towards the cave entrance. He's going to turn and pick up Hortus, and if that doesn't cast him his action, he's going to use Lay on Hands on himself.
Okay, you're able to cast Lay on Hands on yourself, that's...
Right, so I'm going to use 20 of them. I've got 25 total, so...
Okay.
It's 35. He's then going to ascend into the air. Well, what's the height of the cavern?
Inside, it ranges from 10 to 20 foot as you get further into the cave. So where you are, it's about 15 foot.
Alright, I'm just going to move to the other side of Aaron and just ready the halberd.
Okay. Then the next creature comes running in.
I'll take a reaction, please.
Go ahead.
Question while I think about it as well. I had Brandy Smite active when I took that damage on the weapon. It's a concentration. I don't know if it's a concentration for the effects or for having it on the weapon in the first place.
Branding Smite is a concentration spell that says the next time you hit.
Yes.
Unfortunately, you took a ton of damage.
That's
Go
what I
ahead and
was
roll a
raising.
Constitution saving
Yeah.
throw.
Okay. Now, let's go.
You lost Branding Smite.
Right, no problem. I shall just wipe it in normally.
Alright.
Oh, for God's sake.
You swing and you miss, unfortunately. He steps past your halberd and comes in to jab at you. 22 to hit you.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. You take 8 points of bludgeoning damage. He comes in with another unarmed strike with an 18 to hit you. Another 9 points of bludgeoning damage. And then starts to rattle off another flurry of attacks. That's a crit. I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw. You are knocked prone with this attack again. Same move as before. You take 9 points of bludgeoning damage from the attack as he unleashes a further 2 blows into you. 17 to hit on the first one.
That'll miss.
And then a 24 to hit on the second.
That'll hit.
9 points of bludgeoning damage from that.
That's exactly enough to land me on my arse and unconscious.
Okay. Gideon goes down. Taman. You can't see most of this, because it's a bit too far into the cave.
I'm going to get a little closer. I'm going to get to the cave entrance. With my bonus action, I'm going to cast Bless from my prayer beads on myself, on Loic, and on Owen. And with my regular action, I will do Radiant Soul.
Your wings explode out. You're ready to go. Lael, what do you do?
Can I squeeze in there?
You can, yes.
Cool. I will move 10 feet, and then for my bonus action, I will then Misty Step here. And then for my action, I will do Lay on Hands for 20 points. 25 points on Gideon. So get up!
You feel life just rush back into you. Then Gith, or the next Gith, is going to charge into there. And he's going to attack Aaron. But Aaron, you notice as he pulls his hand back for the attack, that the hand starts going a little ethereal looking, and he just launches it straight at you. It bypasses all of your armor, just completely, and you take 24 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
Cover your heart, Indy. Cover your heart.
He then comes back for another attack, this time a normal one, with a 26 to hit.
This
Is it still up at 30?
the first attack you hit me with would have been 25. Any hit after that one would be still be 30.
Okay, fair enough. So that one misses. Okay. Then that's all he can do. He's going to stay where he is. Next monk. He runs in. This guy steps forward and then suddenly disappears. And reappears there. In a similar fashion to what Lael had just done. And he begins to unleash an array of attacks on you, Erin. First attack is a 25 to hit you.
That hits.
Hits. You take 8 points of magical bludgeoning damage. Second attack is a 27 to hit. Fails. Okay. That's all he is going to do. It's Gamel's turn. Who's taking over Gamel?
I'm doing it.
Okay.
So Gamel will run up to there, and then he will shoot his pistol at this Githyanki that's just appeared at the back of Erin.
Okay.
He will use the Deadeye shot to give himself advantage.
Yep.
Correct? Yeah, right, so he'll use a grip to do that.
And that'll hit. And he catches the bullet. And then throws it back.
Just out of curiosity, does it count for the throw distance now? So 20 feet, anything over 20 feet would be disadvantage?
Yeah, so he makes the attack as if he was using the weapon. Yeah, you can use your reaction to deflect or catch the missile when you are hit by a ranged weapon attack. If you reduce the damage to 0, you can catch the missile if it is small enough for you to hold in one hand, and you have at least one hand free. If you catch a missile in this way, you spend a key point to make a ranged attack with the weapon or piece of ammunition you just caught as part of the same reaction. You can make this attack with proficiency regardless of your weapon proficiencies, and the missile counts as a monk weapon for the attack. So, he's just throwing the bullet at you. Disadvantage is a 19 to hit Gamel.
That hits Gamel. Yeah.
Okay. So, how much damage does the bullet do?
1d10.
Gamel takes 9 points of piercing damage.
He's not phased by that. He's going to shoot again.
So, go ahead and fire.
I'll use another grip point on that one to do the same thing as before.
Another hit. This time the bullet flies into him and cuts into his flesh.
Ha! Success!
Alright.
That's all he can do.
Then it is the last enemy creature. They move into here and attack the nearest thing to them, which happens to be Gideon. Again, with a 26 to hit you, Gideon.
Mm-hmm.
You take 5 points of bludgeoning damage. Second attack is a 27 to hit.
Yep.
So 10 points of bludgeoning damage. Comes in with a third flurry attack. This time missing. It's a 13.
All mercies.
Makes another one though. This time is a 28 to hit you.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to roll a strength saving throw, please. You managed to succeed, actually.
Hooray.
Well done on that. But you still take 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
And he's down again.
Okay. And he is going to take one last attack against you.
To invoke no reaction, my protection.
And what does that do, Lale?
So that's so I'll brace my shield between Gideon and the creature, and that will put disadvantage on the attack.
Okay. Disadvantage on a creature that is prone, so it cuts out.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So it
This
comes
is my
out
advantage.
with a 24 to hit.
Shall I take it as I fail a death saving throw?
Yeah. As he hits, he cuts into you and you fail the death saving throw. Damage at 0 hit points. If you take any damage while you have 0 hit points, you suffer a death saving throw failure. Yep. Okay. So that's 1 failed death saving throw for you, and that's all he can do.
I would say this is not my fight, but I don't even have that excuse.
Loic. What would you like to do, Loic?
We're gonna start out by going here beside Taman. I'm going to use a bonus action, starting off, to spend 2 points of psionics on Assess Foe. Let me just bring that up for you. There you go.
Okay. As a bonus action, you analyze the aura of one creature you see, you learn its current HP total, and all its immunities, resistances, and vulnerabilities. Which creature?
This one, purple.
Okay. Purple guy. Currently has 83 hit points, and he has no resistances, no vulnerabilities, and no immunities, except for immunity to psychic damage.
Ah. Okay. So, no mind tricks with this guy. Instead, I will shoot a bolt of fire at him.
Okay.
Hey!
Hey!
Double crit. There you go.
A powerful shot just arcs through the air. You can see his flesh just boiling from the flame attack with the 21 points of fire damage. Nice.
Thank you. And finally, I'm going to command my methods to engage. I want one of them to post up behind purple guy and flank him. The rest of them just get along the walls, leave Owen and Gamble room for a shot.
Okay, you
I know that
should
they
be
can't.
able to control them.
Totally, yeah. I just want to let you know, because they need to receive commands. Otherwise, they will do a standard operating procedure.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. So, on their turn, which is next, they move in. Is that ice method going to attack the enemy creature?
No, these are all taking dash actions in order to get where they're going.
Ah, fair enough.
Done.
Right. Owen.
Well...
Because of the nature of the situation, with the huge hybrid bear and layout and all of the methods and everything, the only creature you even have any hope of hitting is
This one.
the creature on your side.
Yeah, I guess so as well. He's going to look at the arrow lodged in his shoulder. Just all a bit lightheaded and stuff. That's what it feels like. And he's going to get out a potion of healing. Is that an action or a bonus action?
That's an action to use upon a potion of healing.
I don't have a choice.
You get a whopping 5 points of hit points back, and throw the vial down. Anything else from you, Owen? Would you like to use your bonus action to move Hunter's Mark?
I was going to say, if the guy, if he's dead, does it automatically shift, or can I still shift it? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You have to use a bonus action to move it, but you can't use a bonus action to move it if the creature is still alive.
Oh, right, yeah, that's cool, yeah. In that case, I'll shift it to the creature who can see.
Okay. Then, Aaron, it's your turn.
I've got Hunter's Mark as well, but I took a few hits there, so I need to do a few Constitution saving throws to see if that will work.
Yeah, go ahead. You only took one lot of damage, though, right?
I think you hit me with the Constitution one,
Oh, yeah, I did. So,
and that was 26, so I think this is a 12 to save from that first one.
you save, you're fine. Don't worry about it, you've still got Hunter's Mark up.
Okay, so I'll shift that over to Purple Guy as well. Because my sword is hungry, and he looks almost dead, but he looks kind of iffy.
The guy behind you,
Yeah,
he looks nowhere near dead.
right, he looks more roughed up than the other guys do right now.
Yes, he does. Yes.
Right. He seems like an easy kill. So, I'm going to hit him.
Okay. The 25 will hit.
So 17, Hunter's Mark, and Colossus Slayer.
You cut into him quite deeply with your attack.
Second attack, I'm going to try and pin him to the wall with Black Razor.
perfect shot. You spin around and you swing the Black Razor, knocking him up against the wall. Go ahead and roll the damage on that.
17 plus 9 plus 2 Hunter's Mark. Plus I'm definitely throwing in that last superiority dice. 2 more of those.
And with that last push, he dies.
Oh, so is mine! Ah.
Gain another 91 temporary hit points. Up 2.
Yeah. I'll flip around. Who was the one that gave me the soul hit?
The blue one.
The blue one. Alright, I'm going to hit him.
Was able to bypass your armor.
Yeah, I'm going to hit him with the haste attack. Yeah.
Another solid attack. Focused down, you swing. Rip through his flesh. It's a nice 26 points of damage.
Is this all you've got?
The creature just next to Gideon immediately steps over Gideon's body and attacks you.
Okay.
With a 26 to hit.
Yes.
Okay, you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage. He comes in with a second attack. That's a crit. You take 12 points of bludgeoning damage. And then he brings up for another attack, and you see it again. His hand starts to go ethereal, and he just launches it straight through your armor. I need you to roll a dex save.
I'm next to Liao, so I get a +4. Yeah. 26.
Okay. So you find you're able to... You can see that he tried to knock you down and destabilize you, but you find you do take 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yep. Okay.
And 27 points of psychic damage.
What's that in total?
So a total of 33.
Okay.
I need you to roll a con save, please. You have lost Hunter's Mark. He comes in for another attack, which is a 20 to hit, so that misses. And then one last attack is a 27 to hit.
Hits.
That hits. Okay. I need you to make a con save, please.
26 again.
Okay. So you find you're able to stave off whatever the effects were, but you still take 9 points of bludgeoning damage. Gideon, I need you to roll a death saving throw, please. That's another failed death saving throw, Gideon. The creature next to you, next to Aaron, does the same thing as the other one had done. Comes in a first attack with a 27 to hit.
Yes.
So 10 points of bludgeoning damage as he jabs you in the neck. He then comes in with a second attack which misses. That's a 12. He's then going to do another attack similar as before, focusing on the psionic energies to bypass your armor. Dex save, please. 28. Perfectly fine on this. You do take 9 points of bludgeoning and 17 points of psychic, so that is a total of 26 points of damage.
Okay, I'm into my pool of stuff. 26.
Okay. And he comes in with 2 more attacks with a 22 to hit.
No.
A miss. Last one is a 25 to hit.
No.
Alright. That's all he does. Taman.
I take a dash to move. Can I fly above Aaron?
Yeah, you can just about make it between him and the ceiling.
Okay. So I will use my move and my action to get over there.
As you move that far, you will move close enough for an attack of opportunity from the one to the north of Aaron.
Could I have used my flight intelligently to have...
Try and far enough above? Or
not necessarily. So like right there.
Sorry, my bad. That last attack hit. I don't want to thing it.
That last attack hit?
That last, sorry, I had the wrong things and shit in order. I thought I had 26, but I had 25.
Okay. With the last attack, make a dex save, please. You are knocked
11.
prone.
Okay, right.
Right, and you take 6 bludgeoning damage as Taman flies over you, not provoking any attacks. Go ahead, Taman.
Okay, so I use my action and my move to get there. I will use a bonus action to Shalala. And then I will use my action surge. And I will use my prayer beads again and reach down to Gideon and cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level, which gives him... It's going to be 2d8 plus 4, and then I will end my turn.
So, Gideon, you get 14 hit points back, and you wake up on the brink of death. You wake back up. Okay. Lael.
For my action, I'll be casting Aura of Vitality. So on the floor, a 30-foot rune appears. And then for my bonus action, I will activate Aura of Vitality, which is 2d6 healing for Gideon.
What does that rune do?
It just, on my bonus action, I can heal you. Gets 10. And for the end of my turn, I'm going to use my movement to go here.
You will provoke an attack of opportunity.
That's fine, I'll take them.
Okay. So, attack with a 25 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
Okay, you take 9 points of residual damage, and you are actually stopped in your movement in your tracks.
Okay.
As he hits you, you're unable to move out of his range. So you're now somewhere between Taman and Gideon. And this guy's turn, up at the top, he's going to turn towards Taman. He's actually going to step around Taman. He's going to spend a key point to disengage. As a bonus action. Steps around to Taman to go in and attack Taman. First attack being a 22 to hit you, Taman.
I will react with shield.
Okay. So that misses, comes in with another attack, that's a 13, so he fails on those. That's all he can do. It's Gamel's turn.
I don't think Gamel can actually see anybody to shoot right now.
Well, actually, you're prone, so he might be able to see
Oh, yeah.
a bit of cover, but they can see over you.
Gamel will... Can he see the green one? Is
Yes.
that... Okay. He's got sharpshooter, so he ignores any kind of cover anyway, doesn't he? So he's going to take another shot. Why not? Well... Yeah, I'm going to shoot. I missed him with that one, sorry.
If you didn't use the grip point, you missed.
Yeah, I didn't use the grip. I didn't declare the grip one. He's going to pull out well. If you've got sharpshooter, do you ignore distance on the range of throwing stuff? Is that...
So sharpshooter allows you to roll at normal up to the maximum, and you ignore 1/2 and 3/4 cover.
Yeah, so it would be 60 foot with whelm, then I take it for a throw. So can I throw whelm?
Yep, go ahead. Unfortunately, Whelm just misses.
Okay.
Okay.
Back. He's got an action surge. So,
Is he going to use it?
yeah. He's going to use
Okay.
the action surge. He's going to throw whelm again.
That'll hit. He will use his reaction to attempt to stop it. He grabs hold of it, so he manages to catch it. However, Whelm immediately disappears and reappears in Gamel's hands.
And then back at home again.
Go ahead.
Yes!
A perfect shot. He's a little stunned at the fact that the weapon that he had caught suddenly disappeared, and the hammer just comes right into his face. Ugh. If he had a nose, it would have been crushed in that attack. With a powerful 30 points of bludgeoning damage. Alright.
Is Whelm enjoying this?
That it for Gamel?
Yeah, that's it. Gamel.
Well, that individual that just got hit, angry, pokes his head around the corner, points at Gamel, and starts casting a spell.
If he's casting a spell, I would like to attempt to counterspell it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll the check, because this is more than a 3rd level spell.
So,
That fails, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Gamel, I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw. With advantage. That's fine. The spell didn't manage to connect with anything. That's all he can do. Loic, it's your turn.
Alright. I'm gonna step up next to Gamel and lob a firebolt at the same antagonizer.
Okay. Alright, perfect shot. Aaron sees this bolt of fire just suddenly fly past his head, just missing him, connecting with the target for 7 points of fire damage.
Alright,
Okay.
now I'm gonna move my guys. Actually, I'm gonna step back a little bit,
Alright.
and I'm gonna move my guys around. Some of them will be able to attack. Ice Smith at number 1 at the bottom is going to shoot the blue in the face with a cone of cold.
So it breathes out ice. He's got to
DC
make
10.
DC 10 dex. He saves.
Okay, so he takes half of. So he takes 3.
Okay. You notice that he dodges in such a way that he takes no damage.
Okay. And then the guy that is behind him and to
Yep.
the left is going to make a claw attack at the same guy.
Fortunately, just missing the form.
Guy beside him is going to go for orange.
Yep. Fortunately, that will miss.
And last guy is going to go for green.
This one manages to hit. Cool. So he takes 4 points of slashing damage from the claw attack from the tiny little mephit. Alright. Owen, it's your turn.
Actually, is it a bonus action to change weapons?
No, it's not. So you can drop the weapon that you're holding without using any sort of action. And then pull out whatever weapon.
Okay. I was going to use his action to actually stow his bow and pull out the sword at his hip. He's going to step just past Gamel.
Okay.
That is all I was going to do.
Aaron, you're prone on the ground.
He's gonna pounce back up, big, massive form. Which one's looking the roughest right now?
Green one.
Okay. I'm gonna move my hunter's mark to the rough one.
Your hunter's mark was gone.
Oh, sorry.
completely.
No, you're right. I'll cast it again as a bonus action.
So, as you're casting that spell, Orange is going to turn to you and attack you
Okay.
with a 26 to hit you.
Hits.
You take 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
That's why they're good against spellcasters, I assume.
And I need you to roll a con save for me, please.
20.
20. Okay, you're fine.
Yeah.
Alright.
Did I successfully cast that?
Yes, you managed to successfully cast it.
Okay. So I'm going to attack.
Perfect shot. You land it directly through his neck. Go ahead and roll that damage.
That's Colossus Slayer, 'cause it's the first hit as well. Plus the hunter's mark.
He almost drops completely to the ground from the power of that attack. One more
Okay.
should do it.
I'm going to thrust into the chest for the next attack.
Okay. Your blade goes right in through the flesh. And it is enough to kill. His soul gets absorbed into you and you regain, you gain 91 temporary hit points.
Alright, so I can add.
Refill your max and then go up the remainder.
Alright, so I've 19 from 91 is 72.
Yep.
Okay. He then wants to pick this guy up by the sword while he's still impaled and then throw him down, throw the other guy down onto the orange dude.
Okay. That'll hit, but he manages to sidestep out of the impact of his friend. Go ahead and roll the damage. 16. That is the first time he has been hit. Anything else from you, Aaron?
That is me.
Okay. Then it is this monk's turn that's next to you. He is going to pop to the other side of you. And he is going to run there.
Ah!
And attack
Wait!
Loic.
Wave! Do the thing! Do the thing, Wave!
So that's a 20 to hit.
Even if I did shield, it would still hit.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So you take 9 points of bludgeoning damage. and he comes in with a second attack, spending some psi points to bypass any sort of armor. You take 16 points of psychic damage and 10 points of bludgeoning damage. And then he just growls in your face.
I am visibly afraid of him.
Gideon.
Gideon slowly picks himself up, grabs the halberd with one hand, pulls himself to his feet. There's a gush, his nose is bent out of shape, there's a gush of blood flowing down the front of his tabard. He looks beat, but his eyes are still burning. He brings the halberd up and launches a flurry of attacks against the orange one.
Okay. All three hitting their mark perfectly. Whack, whack, whack. Right, so 11, 5, and 6 from the crit.
What's happening with the child, by the by?
The child is now running
She's
away
gone.
from...
Okay.
Yeah,
That's fine.
she's gone by now. Out of the equation. Anything else from you, Gideon?
No.
Okay. Well, he's not happy, and so he's going to respond in kind with a 26 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Take 8 points of bludgeoning damage. Another... That's a crit. So 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yep.
He's then going to attack you using psi points to bypass any sort of armor that you have, to hit you with 5 points of bludgeoning damage and 17 points of psychic damage.
And with that, Gideon crumples once again to the floor.
Okay, and then finishes with 2 more attacks. First is a 26 to hit, so it hits. You take a death saving fail, and one last one is a 25 to hit. That's another failed death save.
Right.
Okay. Taman.
Taman with bonus action will healing word Gideon. Say, get back up! And will swing twice at Mr. Orange.
First one hits, the second one doesn't, unfortunately. But the first one is powerful enough to do a bit of damage.
Sire Austin Powers, why won't you die?
Does the second swing hit with +3?
Not with the +3, unfortunately.
Very well. Then I will end my turn.
Okay, Lael.
This action. Aura of Vitality. On Gideon. 12.
Gideon's having a yo-yo ride, a proper roller coaster situation with his health points here. Up, up and down.
Sponges can contribute, right?
I'm going to attack this guy, orange guy in front of me.
Okay.
Do I have flanking with the Misfit?
Yes, you do. And he's
Excellent.
also being flanked by Taman and Aaron, so...
Okay, so first one, 14 and a 19.
19 hits.
Excellent, and then that does 13 points of radiant damage. Second attack, a 18 and a automatic miss. So we go with the 18.
18 does hit.
And that's 8 radiant points. And let's do that.
Okay. Now it's the blue creature is going to bonus action Misty Step, pop pop, and then run. He will provoke an attack of opportunity from Aaron, if Aaron wishes.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Okay. And Aaron misses. No, well, it's not the... You would have had advantage on that, wouldn't you? So it wasn't a crit miss, but you still miss with a 17. Okay. Well, he runs up and launches himself at Owen, and immediately begins with one attack, 14 to hit, so that misses, right? Comes in with a second attack with an 18 to hit. Does that hit you?
Yes.
Okay. You take 20 points of bludgeoning damage.
He's gone. Down.
You're now unconscious. That's all he can do. Gamel.
Gamel's kind of rocking a hard place. He's going to step once. Is that going to get an attack of opportunity?
doesn't use his reaction for that.
Okay. He's going to try and free up Loic, so he's going to launch Whelm at Loic again. Not at Loic, the one next to Loic.
The one next to Loic. Yep.
Yeah.
Unfortunately misses. Just goes over the head of the creature.
It will snap back. Throws it again.
Mm-hmm. This time taking in the accuracy, again compensating for the last attack, you manage to connect with the target, knocking him up against the wall ever so slightly.
Okay.
Takes 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Gamel's looking a bit confused with all these guys rushing around.
Then Loic.
First, I'm going to try to Misty Step away. There.
Yep.
And then I'm going to attempt to banish Red.
Okay.
This is getting out of control.
Yeah, it's always a good get out of jail card.
So, he needs to do what? Charisma saving
Charisma.
throw. Okay.
Yep.
He fails the
Oh
charisma
my
saving
God.
throw. He returns to his home plane.
Yeah, what does that mean? I was curious.
You just see him pop and disappear.
Okay, he popped, though.
Yep, he popped.
Okay.
But if the spell ends before 1 minute has passed, the target reappears in the space it left.
Oh no, all of my methods also go away. This is a concentration.
Because it's concentration. Okay. Anything else from you, Loic?
I think that's it.
Okay. Owen, I need you to roll me a death save. That's a failure. Erin.
Okay, Aaron's is going to see that people have got past him and start running at the group at the back. He's going to make his way and come.
As you attempt to move away from the first one, he is going to attack you with a 26 to hit.
Yes.
Alright, you take 9 points of bludgeoning damage,
Okay.
and your speed is reduced to 0.
You want to play?
Bring it!
I'm going to then put Hunter's Mark onto that guy. I will have to roll a Constitution save right now.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, you're fine.
Okay.
That'll hit. And that is enough to kill. Another creature drops to the ground, and you regain 100 temporary hit points.
So my speed is completely reduced now, isn't it? Right.
Yeah, it's 0 until the start of your next turn.
Can I say that was my haste action attack and still have my 2 attacks from my actual attack?
Yes, you can.
And then that means I can use my action to cast Fireball at the guy next to Owen.
Okay.
If I can't move to him. No.
Yeah, you miss, unfortunately. Goes wide.
Okay. That's all I can do.
Gideon.
Seeing what's going on at the front, there's a thunderous clap from behind Gideon as his wings just come into action, and he screams forward towards this guy with a cry of, "It's me you want!" And he's going to swing for him as he gets there.
That'll hit. The second misses, but the third manages. No, the third also misses.
Yep.
So takes 11 points of slashing damage. Okay. Anything else from you, Gideon?
No, that'll do.
Right, Taman.
I will fly up next to Gideon, and I'll look over and say, "What's going on, Wing Bro?" And just be out of range, but shake my fist menacingly, and then cast Sacred Flame.
Okay. Dex saving throw. He rolls a 19, so he succeeds.
Well, my fist is still shaking menacingly at him.
I just thought on as well, he'll have taken 5 points of radiant damage from me being in the wing form.
Okay.
I clean forgot that this whole fight.
No problem. Lael, you're up. What would you like to do?
I will move there, ducking between the boys' feet as they're in the air. Bonus action for Owen, Aura of Vitality. 2d6.
Is that counted as well? When you do it? It's not, is it?
No. It's innate. It's part of my aura.
Also, Owen, you get 7 hit points back.
Huzzah!
Rick. And then for my action, I'm going to attack him.
Okay.
28.
That'll hit him.
16 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
Second attack. 20.
That'll also hit him.
So 15.
Okay. Anything else from you, Lael?
No.
Then, on his turn, he turns to look at you, steps past Owen.
I'll take a reaction, please.
And me.
No, you're on the floor.
Owen, you don't get a
Sorry.
reaction to this.
Ah, fair. Yeah, fair enough.
So, Lael, go ahead and roll an attack of opportunity first.
I will also trigger Restless Avenger at the same time, which I can move up to half my speed after triggering opportunity of attack.
Okay. Tracer.
Yeah. So 27.
That'll hit.
14.
Okay. Then, Gideon, go ahead and make your attack. So, the 20 you hit.
That'll be 12 points overall with the radiant.
He's 12 points. He's looking pretty weak, but he looks at Lael, who just moved next to him, and smiles at you, gives you a wink, and then begins to unleash a flurry of attacks on Owen. That's a 26 to hit Owen. That'll hit you.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, you take 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, he's down again.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Bonus action.
He then takes another attack against you, Owen. That's a 21 to hit. So that's one failed death saving throw. He then uses a key point to unleash a flurry of blows. That's a 20, a 28, and a 26 to hit. Each attack just pummeling into Owen's flesh, and the life leaves Owen's body. He looks up and then gives Lael one more wink. And it's Gamel's turn.
Not the boy! It's going to come down 2 hands.
That'll hit and kill. His body crumbles underneath the weight of the attack. Yes,
I need
Lael?
to do something immediately.
Yeah? What are you going to do?
I'm going to just shuffle over to Owen, drop beside him, rustle in my pouch and retrieve a diamond worth 300 GP. And I'm going to hold it between my fingers and it's going to shine light. And then I'm going to pass it to Randall's lips. Oh, sorry, not Randall's, Owen's. Sorry, yours.
Oh, yeah, that's ours.
All young,
Where did
all
it
you, all you young human boys look the same. And cast it over fire.
Owen, a moment after everything just goes black and you sense nothingness, life just comes back to your body with a I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. Okay, so you come back, you're a little dazed, you don't know, like, to you it was but a moment passed between the life falling from you to being raised, but Lael is now over your body in a very protective stance. But you know completely and clearly that you died, and she brought you back.
Aaron's going to just scream at Loic, where's the last one? Because he knows that they're one body down.
Oh, I freaked out and banished him. I have a couple seconds in which I could bring him back if we wanted.
Can you? Is it? I thought that spell, once it ended, do they stay there at the end of that spell, or do they come back when it ends?
If they're not native to this plane, then they are banished to their home plane, and if the spell stays up for the full duration, then they are permanently banished to that plane. However, Loic can choose to drop it early, which would summon that creature back.
Bring it back.
I'd rather not have something have a vendetta against us. Let's kill it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd be like, behind this rock though.
It says that Gideon's going to come to a stop next to Owen and just although his own face is just a shattered mess, he's going to look at the lad. Are you alright, child?
He just kind of looks blearily up at him and gives him a weak smile. Did we win?
It's not over yet.
Stay there. You've done enough.
You've both done enough. Stand back. I'm sick of healing you.
This is my fight.
He pops back into existence.
It's quite clearly my fight.
Go ahead and attack him, Aaron. That'll hit.
Can I move my hunter's mark on now? It's kind of feel like he just appeared and I've hit him. I haven't had time to put a hunter's mark on, but now he's there. I'll
Go ahead.
Second hit.
That'll hit.
And third one.
Yes, the third one will also hit. Now, I can't remember which order of...
I remember going after Aaron.
Yeah, Gideon's directly after her.
I'm after Taman.
Gideon, go ahead. You see this gift come back to life, effectively, just reappear.
He's going to launch himself with his wings again. As he's going, he's going to cast Branding Smite as a bonus action. And just bring the halberd back down once more, hoping this will finally be it.
It hits. In fact, all three hit. That's perfect shots each time.
The first one's got... Well, they've all got +5 on the damage.
This is quite fitting, Gideon. This last one just reappeared before you. He took a flurry of attacks from Aaron almost responsively, and then you run in and you just start pummeling into this guy. How does it look when you kill him?
Gideon's just going to bring the halberd down, bang across his chest, sweep another one across the midsection, and just jab the far end straight into his chest with just enough force to knock him to the ground. No more!
He clutches at the halberd as you fall. His body goes limp. Blood drips everywhere, and a calm just settles over you. A moment passes, and your halberd begins to vibrate and glow and shift and change, and for a brief moment it almost seems to give off a brilliant white light before it returns to its original form, how it was back on your home plane. And now you have the halberd of Dol Ara. It's the same as your other halberd, except it is a +2 halberd.
That actually hits
and
now.
Once per turn, you can have it deal an additional 1d8 radiant damage.
Nice. Gideon's going to just look to this weapon in his hands and slowly just drop to one knee with it held out in front of him. And in Celestial, thank you, lady. He's going to pick himself up, turn to them, he's going to march over to Owen and use the last of his healing on him. So you'll get 5 from lay on hands, and another 5 from Rachel, so you get 10.
Gideon gets 5 as well. I'm just going to churn this out until it runs out. So every 6 seconds I cast a bonus action and someone gets some healing.
So all of you just get revitalized, just constantly. The calm after the battle, you start relaxing, adrenaline starts calming down, your bodies refit themselves. You do still find yourselves at the entrance to that cave. What would you guys like to do?
I'm gonna investigate. I'm gonna investigate the bodies for any loot, and I'm gonna investigate the dead bodies for any kind of identifications, so that we can let their next of kin know.
Okay, go ahead and roll investigation. Loic, other than 6 pairs of shiny MC Hammer pants, there's no items on their person except the main one. The first Gith that had challenged Gideon. You find in his pocket a note, and scribbled on this note is tally marks, as if he's checking off something.
Like lives?
And yeah, you count them up, and it totals up to 53. And then on the back, scrawled in barely legible writing, but clearly in common, is the words, "Should have found me sooner."
I think I'm going to burn it.
You look around at the rest of the bodies, the remains. They're all wearing similar garb, or what remains of their clothing is similar to that of those that were in the city of Bryn Shander. It's pretty clear that these are citizens. However, there's nothing clear to identify who they are for you guys. No way to identify specific people, unfortunately. But there is a lot of remains in this cave. Yes, they are.
Where's the child gone? Has she just gone back to the
She
town?
ran back to the city.
Owen's, first of all, he's sort of, before Gideon goes on, he's just going to say, you know what, I was fine. I was okay. No problem. And he's actually going to look for tracks in the snow and ice just of the girl, using his ranger skills.
Okay.
David,
Go ahead and roll a survival check. You are able to track her, and you see that her tracks do run directly towards the northern gate of Bryn Shander.
Okay. Just goes back to the others, I see tracks. It looks like the girl's headed straight back for the town.
You look over to see Loic has his dagger out, and he's starting to actually perform an autopsy on their leader.
Gideon, meanwhile, is just going to be slowly walking around the cave with a just horrified and sad expression on him. He'll slowly be dipping to each corpse and just rolling them over, putting them in a resting position, studying their faces, each of them in turn for a moment, and then closing their eyes. And as he starts getting about halfway through, anybody who's looking will notice that he's actively weeping, just silently, but there is moisture from his eyes.
Owen's also just sort of looking around as if it reminds him of something, and he just sort of just murmurs without looking to get him. So, there's nothing you could have done.
It was doing things that had this happen in the first place. If I had done nothing, none of this would have happened.
Past, you can't change it. All you can do is just do your best to make sure it doesn't happen again.
But I can remember. And everyone here deserves remembrance.
That we do.
I need wood, he says simply. Wood and flame.
Aaron, what were you going to say?
Aaron's going to ignore. He's seen massacres before, and he's kind of stuck over the bodies because he's afraid there's more. That this goes deeper, so he's just going to follow. Going to go follow it deeper into the thing. He's just going to tell everybody else, this goes deeper. I'm going to see where they had camp.
Okay, go ahead and roll a perception check.
And Taemon's going to call out to Owen. Say, Owen, you want to come with me? And we'll make sure the girl made it back to the city.
That's 25 currently.
Owen nods and sort of heads back in that direction. Just says, sure, I need to get away from here.
Aaron, you notice on the ground, from wall to wall, is a rune of sorts that's just underneath a layer of dust, right in front of you.
Right. Loic, do you help, buddy?
By now, Loic, you would have been able to get his brain out easily. So, it's up to you whether or not you keep it.
He'll casually, not just because he doesn't mind it, he'll actually still have it in his hand as he goes to see Aaron. But otherwise, he just tosses it over his shoulder when he gets there.
Aaron's going to be like, do you want that? Do you want that in the bag holding?
Nah. It's cool. It all seems pretty much humanoid.
As he passes, Gideon's going to catch sight of it. Child, what is that?
A brain. Ooh.
From what? The Gith?
From yeah. The Gith brain. The guy that was sassing you earlier. In fact, do you want it as a trophy?
You see him process this for a minute, and then, yes, I would.
I toss it at him. Oh, first I'm gonna prestidigitate it to dry it out, so that you can keep it in good shape, and then I'll toss it to him.
And it will shrink.
Yeah.
Because that's what brains do.
Right, give Yankee brain.
It looks like a walnut when you're done with it.
Alright.
Just say, just as Owen passes Lael to join Taman, he's just gonna stop next to her and just kind of a sidelong glance. It looks like he's about to say something, but changes his mind and just proceeds.
Doesn't even notice.
Yeah. That's fine.
Anyway, Loic, there seems to be something on the ground.
Yeah. Let's figure out what this is. Does it look anything like the runes of the giants? Same symbologies? Same markings?
No, make an Arcana check. It looks like a glyph of warding.
It looks like a glyph of warding.
You've used these before yourself, so you're pretty sure that that's what this is.
Yeah, so if you toss something in it, it'll probably make a trap happen.
You want to set it off? Should we set it off?
Yeah, sure. I'm just gonna pick up a rock and throw it at it and kind of be behind Aaron.
All right,
You have so much HP, dude.
I'll take the hit. It's fine.
As soon as the rock touches the ground, it immediately explodes in a bright flash. And Aaron, I need you to roll a dex save.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. You managed to dodge the initial blast from the ruin, only taking 15 points of bludgeoning damage. However, the entire tunnel and cave is starting to crumble right where you're all at from the explosion. It's falling down quite heavily. The whole thing is becoming unstable.
Okay, bad idea. Running out.
Do the wall of force. Do the cube
Wait,
thing.
yeah. I'm gonna do the wall of force. I'm gonna actually do a wall of force though, so that I can get away out as well. Well, I can dimension door, even if I wanted to.
Okay, so you throw up the force, the ceiling it continues to fall, but it hits into the force and starts building a hut effectively around where the wall of force has been created, giving you access to leave.
Couldn't see anything beyond that, though, could I? And
Not
could I have
too
walked?
close.
Could I have gotten any further during the rock falling part? Could I
You
have stepped
could have
forward?
gone further, but the rocks would have fallen behind you, like closing off your escape. If you wanted to do that, you could do that.
Yeah, I could do that, because so long as I'm okay, then I can dimension door back out.
Yeah, so you were actually able to get past the rune of explosion using
Great.
the wall of force as the tunnel collapses behind you.
To reveal
Aaron.
nothing.
You see that the tunnel closes and Loic's not there. Loic, you move into the central area and you can see that this is obviously where they had set up their camp. So you can see bedrolls, you can see camping supplies, food, bits of minor adventuring gear, and a chest in the far corner.
Oh gosh. Go get that chest, touch it, and dimension door out with it.
Okay?
He's gonna be like, Loic! Look, not again! Loic! Trying to put boulders away.
What have
Hi.
you done?
Sorry for spooking you. Look what I found!
Okay. Maybe let's take this outside. I don't want to. Maybe this is booby trapped as well.
Yeah, probably. That's why I haven't opened it.
It's
You want it? Can you help me get it out? It's a little,
yeah.
little large.
I'll pick it up and then take it out, and then I'm going to plant it outside and let them deal with it. And then I'm going to start helping. I take it Gideon's now trying to pick up bodies and try to take them outside.
No, he's just going to be arranging them in effectively lines, trying to get them all in one area, including the Githyanki.
Aaron's going to help you do that
Alright.
because he's a heavy lifter right now. So I'll let Loic play with the chest.
By now, Taman and Owen are off closer towards the city. You catch up with the little girl. She's got tears streaming down her face. She is frightened and scared, and it takes you a bit of time to calm her down. You do manage to calm her down because she recognizes that you were the people that saved her from those creatures. But she's just in shock at the entire thing and not talking much other than bits of blubbering and sobs. What would you like to do with the little girl?
Can we each just take one hand so she's like this while we're walking back to the town?
Well, first of all, Owen's going to just kind of kneel down and just say, like, hey now, come on, it's alright, it's all over.
Mm-hmm.
Are you from the city?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Anna.
Anna. That's a nice name.
Do you know where my mummy is?
I don't. He just kind of looks up at Tamer a little bit lost as to what to say a little bit. He's not really dealt with this sort of thing before.
I'm pretty sure she's dead. I'm not saying this to the little girl. Obviously.
Oh god.
So I'm giving Owen the eyes, like, change the subject type eyes.
Where did you see her last?
In my home, before the thing took me. What was that thing?
I don't know, but it's gone now. It won't hurt anybody anymore. I promise.
Taman, are your wings still out?
If we caught up to her in like 30 seconds. Otherwise, no.
No. Alright, never mind. Please just take me home.
Okay. My name's Owen, this is Taman. We're here to help, okay? We'll take you to the city guard. Just find your mum, okay?
Okay. So you start moving into the city towards, closer to that. Loic, what are you doing with this chest? And is anyone helping you with it?
I'm gonna look around and see if Gamel's interested.
Gamel's used tinker tools or something before to try and open a chest, hasn't he? You've done that in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can still, yeah, he can unset a trap. I guess we should examine it first.
So he'll examine it.
See if we can even see any traps on it.
Yeah.
Either Loic or Gamel make an investigation check with advantage since you're helping each other.
I'll go for it.
Okay. You look it over and you are able to tell that just on the other side of the locking mechanism is a glass vial that appears to be set in such a way that this is a trap.
Okay, definitely trapped.
Does Gamel in any way know how to use his tools to disarm it, possibly?
Have him make an intelligence check, just to see if he would be able to figure out a way to use his tools, which aren't really for disarming.
Sit back about 30 feet.
He figures he could possibly manipulate the trap and the locking mechanism, but he can't guarantee that he will unlock it without setting off the trap, or disarm the trap.
The alternative is me force opening up with Mage Hand. Mm-hmm. So while that would keep you from any harm, it could also potentially destroy whatever is in the chest.
Can you protect Gamel from any potential, like put a wall of force up or something?
Well, let's see.
Could just move away from it.
If he'd be actually attempting to try and disarm it, I mean.
Oh, right.
I don't think that I can protect him without, with holes for his arms to work and stuff and actually interact with the object.
Well, I will take the mage arms thing because this is not my character.
Okay.
Jeopardizing
Okay,
him.
that's cool.
So.
That's fine. Go ahead and take 30 steps back away from the chest. Everybody do that.
Yeah. Okay. Wherever the chest is. Let's say the chest
With the mouth,
is
where the bear is.
Okay.
But no. Aaron would have put it out here because
Okay.
I don't want to cave in while other people are going.
All right.
On.
In that case, I'm going to get up here on the ridge area. All right, I'll mage hand it open now.
Okay. As you force it open with the mage hand, you hear the glass shatter, and a spray of fog just immediately emits from the chest itself. It throws out to about 15-foot radius around the chest. Takes a couple moments before it dies down to the ground, but then everything seems calm. You can see the contents within the chest. They're a little covered with dust, but other than that, they're undamaged.
Awesome.
What we got?
You go ahead and look inside, and amidst a couple pouches, you're able to get various bits of jewellery and coin that all amount to about 500 gold pieces.
Those probably belong to their victims, parents. I don't think we should keep those.
I wish to give it back to the mayor.
What did we also find, Aaron?
You also find in there 2 potions of healing. Yeah, that's it.
Sorry, how much were the jewels worth? Sorry.
So, various bits of jewellery and
500.
precious items worth 500 gold pieces. Fade back to Owen and Taman inside the city. You found a set of guard which direct you to the sheriff, Duvessa. Duvessa then talks to the girl very quietly and calmly and puts her off to one side inside her little tent, and then comes back to you. Thank you for saving this little girl. She says that you saved her from some monsters.
Yeah, the yellow skin folk. They were in fact at that cave that you indicated. Probably the 5 that you guys had been accustomed to, and their boss, who was a lot more vocal. But my friends made quick work of them. They're heroes. Not the least of which is this man standing before me, Owen the Giant Slayer, whose mighty arrows fell many foes.
Owen doesn't look at me as he just sort of looks back at the sheriff sternly and says, "What are you asking for? You know what we saved them from. The same things you let run around every single night."
I don't know what to say.
You didn't know what to do either, clearly. He just sort of angrily turns away. He looks like he's about to storm off, but he just folds his arms and just leaves Taman to deal with it. Don't even look.
You will never be forgotten in Prince Shanda. Thank you for saving the citizens.
Someone had to.
She turns back now. I will go to the cave that you mentioned if you believe it's safe, and start dealing with the burial rites of the citizens. Thank you. I don't know how we could ever repay you, but know that Bryn Shander is always there for you. But I have people to attend to. And she just steps away, gives Owen a good long stare, and then walks away.
I catch her attention before she walks away. I say, there's going to be a lot of burial rites to perform. You might want to bring quite a number of whatever equipment you'll need for that. There were many bodies. One thing was just totally off topic, because we're just focusing on your town and the safety of your town. I remember hearing that when the giants were attacking, they were looking for an individual whose name escapes me.
Artus Simba.
Do you know who that is?
I've had people investigating to try and figure out what that was. One of my friends sent me a message. Artus Simba his name comes up in legend. Long time ago, 100 years. He was the bearer of something known as the Ring of Winter. It was an item that had the power to effectively bring about an eternal winter. But why the giants were searching for it, or why they even thought it was from here, I have no idea.
Very well. We have an airship parked, and, not bragging or anything, it's just what we get around in. We have an airship parked outside of the town. If you need anything, we'll probably be here for another night, or for this evening, but then we'll be taking off in the morning. So if you need anything, we'll be around till then.
Because this is still middle of the night. Yeah.
Owen just kind of watches the sheriff go, and he just sort of, well, that sounds like the relic we need.
And then we head back off to the airship.
So what are the rest of you doing?
Okay, so since they mentioned giving all the money away to the victims' families and things, I'm going to attempt to sneakily grab a handful and stuff it in my pocket.
Okay, make a sleight of hand check. You are able to grasp, because they're in various little pouches, you grab a pouch out of the chest. Since you were the first one to see it, you kind of grab a bunch of what you can, stuff it in your pocket. You get one pouch filled with approximately 100 gold pieces worth of jewelry.
Okay.
So the amount that you saw, Aaron, is actually only 400.
Cool. Alright,
Yeah.
close it up.
Cool.
Ready to get back.
Then what would the rest of you like to do? It's very late, you're tired, some of you have taken quite a beating.
Are the corpses all arranged in respectable positions and that by this point?
Yeah, by this point they would have been.
Yeah, okay, Gideon's going to look to Aaron. Could you speak to those in charge in the city and fetch wood and flame? There needs to be a funeral pyre.
I am not accustomed to exactly what the rights of these people and their burial are in this region. I will go speak to the town. If I think Taman and Owen have gone that way anyway, they may have already arranged something.
I would appreciate that, but there are prayers I must speak for the dead, and the gift need to be burned.
Do what you wish with the gift. I don't really care for them. But I'll head to the town now. Aaron's going to he's going to shrink back into human form. He doesn't really want to go into town as a werebear.
Gideon's going to remain behind. He's going to adopt a kneeling posture and just start speaking prayers in Celestial.
Okay. Well, at that point, we're going to end tonight's session. I hope you all enjoyed it. In terms of Campfire RP, feel free to RP the journey back to the airship and discussions over it. You know, you're welcome to do it. Don't leave the city. Don't plan to get up in the airship and go.
Gideon will
Out
probably
of
spend
my-
the night in that cave, to be honest. Just in prayer.
Fair enough. Out of my curiosity, do you guys have any plan as to where you're going to head to next?
I think Leo wanted to check out Luskin.
Yeah, wasn't there somewhere between Brynshando and Luskin?
Where's
no.
the Raven Rock,
Yeah.
or whatever it was called.
Where's the map?
That was
There.
Morgar's Mound was the next place we were going to hit. So we could go through Luskin, get to Morgar's Mound, and then go to Long Saddle afterwards.
So where was the next thing that we had to find?
Isn't it?
Morgan's Mound. So, yeah, Luskin and probably the next.
Let's roll the
And
gold.
Long Saddle, right?
So, heading towards Luskin next, knowing full well, or how many of you know, or how many have Halael shared the knowledge of the drow attack?
I told everybody.
You told everybody? Yeah. Okay, cool. Then everyone got 3,000 XP in combat. So congratulations everyone for that.
Ooh, what's level 10?
What was that?
What's level 10?
Level 10 is
85.
64,000.
85.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, what's the
Sorry.
total?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, two of you spoke at the same time. Leonie, what did you ask?
It's fine, I'm going to look it up.
Level
Oh wait, no, level 11. Yeah, I meant
Level
level 11. Yeah.
is
Level 6.
85,000.
Level 6 now.
Not yet. Soon.
Well, Aaron, yeah, Owen's now going to be going into Rogue. From now on, all his levels are going to be Rogue. Obviously going into Scouts. Scout. So just for your info.
You've been attempting Scout a bunch now, so like RP-wise, that makes total sense.
You let Matt know I've done his XP for him.
Will do. So, how was that, guys?
Enjoyable. Risky. Nice sense
Risky.
of danger with it, but
Very
good.
nice RP in that.
I feel like a punching bag.
If you charge first,
Nature of the character,
You're not
but
a
yeah.
tank.
Aaron's going to be having a conversation this week.
I hope
About
your nose
not
stays
charging.
crooked.
I've got it personally in my head that every time I get a character to the point where they're doing death saves, they get a permanent scar of some form. So he's done that twice, so I've got it so he's got a busted nose and a scar on his cheekbone where it's been smashed.
I'm not going to do it. I think I'll just have a fashionable scar just there, just on the brow. In that sense.
I got to see my best didn't I?
You did.
You did. Well done, Lyle.
You beat me to it,
Who
because I was
needs
going
a
to go.
cleric?
Yeah, I was going to go streaking in there with the whole Delaira, use your power or whatever.
Well, I think it'd be much better having Lael hanging over him than
Smashed up
Gideon.
nose.
Yeah.
Really dripping blood onto him.
I'm quite interested to know what the head guy had.
What do you mean?
Like, the other guys were pretty powerful, but I imagine he had some other trick up his sleeves that you didn't get to play.
We
I'm
put
quite
him
grateful for
down
that.
like the dog he was.
What did you have up his sleeve?
You dealt a heck of a lot of damage on him. And just FYI, guys, that was 6 10th level monks
Yeah.
that you guys took on. You dealt with them very well. They had some psionic abilities. The leader of the group had a lot more psionic abilities.
I want to learn the valuable lesson. Don't take any steps forward. If anything, take steps backwards.
Don't throw things at things that can catch them.
No,
I was
didn't
waiting
fire
for
any
that.
more shots afterwards.
I wasn't sure about catching bullets, but I mean...
Since these guys are actually from a plane which is more advanced and have guns all the time, I assumed that they're used to catching bullets as well.
What were their shiny pants? Lycra.
Pretty much,
They're
yeah.
cyclists.
It's literally quite literally because they've got high AC. Don't touch this.
Oh, parachute pants.
Yeah.
So they were from the 80s.
AC Hammer was not early 90s.
Okay.
It was effectively tracksuits. Like,
Okay.
that's what I imagined.
Oh, they should have all had Russian accents. Or
Oh,
Ukrainian.
that's- Wearing
Tried
Burberry.
to-
Now, the main guy was, he had a lot of extra abilities that were all based around dominating minds.
Right. Glad I got him out ahead.
Yeah.
That would have been, that's where I fall down.
Or if I could have taken control of you.
No, that's just what I thought.
Well, very low, we would have tried to, take control as well. It would just be Aaron just going like,
All my superiority dice at once because I can add some of those to some wisdom saves, thinking that some of those guys were gonna.
I'm curious as to how we
Seriously.
knew so much of Gideon. I'm interested to see more about that.
If you had questioned him, you might have found a bit more. But you didn't. You guys just killed first and then
Ask questions later.
killed
That's
again.
so good.
I'm not going to ask the guys anything.
No.
Leave them alive any longer than necessary. Good.
Well, I understandably knew what they were.
Kill, quick, before they kill us.
Yeah, that whole ethereal.
That's one of the mystic abilities. It's quite a nice one. You spend psi points. I hope I got it right. You spend a small amount of psi points. I think it's 3 psi points or something, to make an attack that completely ignores armor and still has all of its other additional effects. Plus, it deals 3d6 psychic damage.
Is that School of Immortal?
Yes.
Nice. Yeah, it's like it was the first. Did we do the first attack or no? That's the because you changed it up on the second ones on me later. It was like, oh no, I'll hit him first, then ignore his armor on the next ones. But
Yeah,
it's
the disappointing point to that tactic was that for him to have the flurry of blows attacks, which do the extra effects of dex save to knock you prone, strength save to push you away, I think it's a con save to stun you, that kind of thing. They require, that's a bonus action to use them. if you have hit. So these guys needed to land that first hit, and then they could use the bonus action to make the special attacks, which then they could use the ethereal version.
Right. That's cool.
Oh,
That's good.
I'm going to go to bed, guys. Good night.
Night.
I hope you all enjoyed
Cheers
that.
for that one. Yeah.
See you guys throughout the week. Feel free to pick up RP whenever and ever. Go on.
Yeah.
Good night.